It's a plan that's been in the works for nearly 2 years. Take 2 bankrupt motels, purchase them for more than $5 million, and eventually transform them into low-rent homeless shelters. It was an idea that was going to address one of the city's top issues, homelessness. But 2 years later, work to see the plan through is still far from over. One motel is home to a mess of broken furniture. The other will soon be a construction site. CTV's Joe Perkins has that story.
From a bankrupt motel to a low-rent homeless shelter, that was the plan laid out in the summer of 2010 when the mayor called homelessness the #1 issue on the minds of Victorians.
We can't ignore what's happening in front of us. I think too often in the last 20 years we've done just that.
So the city purchased this former Travelers Inn, as well as the one on Queen Street that finally has a sign of hope.
It's taken a while to get all our ducks lined up, but everything's in place and now it's all systems go.
Next Monday, construction will begin, 1 floor at a time, transforming the old motel into a fully renovated homeless shelter.
I could fill 4 buildings like this today if I had them on stream. We desperately needed more housing, especially at the time when the city made the decision to purchase these properties.
A decision sparked by a noticeable reality on Victoria's streets. In the last 3 years, the mayor says 800 units of housing have been built to address the problem.
There's a significant difference out there on the street. We're hearing it from businessmen, from buskers, from taxi drivers, all those guys that are close. But there are still people out there.
There is also still a hotel that is far from being called a home. Unfortunate news at the Native Friendship Center, where the list of potential tenants grows.
We'd fill it almost immediately.
The city appointed the Friendship Center as the future operators of the social housing unit.
We created a wait list right now through the Ready to Rent program. I think it's either 60 or 70 clients.
A list that will wait longer, at least until the city can finalize its funding arrangements. The city is expected to receive a $1.8 million forgivable loan from the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation. In return, a promise that the 2 former hotels will serve as affordable housing for 15 years. The loan, with the help of the city's Housing Trust Fund, will be a major step towards filling not 1, but 2 new shelters in the city.
I think that the taxpayers are getting a good investment of their money. We recognize that ending homelessness, whether you come from a moral perspective or you come from a financial perspective, it is cheaper to have people in housing than it is to have them homeless.
Which means the sooner the doors reopen at the old Travelers Inn, the better. Joe Perkins, CTV News, Victoria.